Previously, I had shown you how to transfer all of the information from your graphic organizer onto a blank document so that you have now a complete informational paragraph. There are a few more steps that need to be done in order to get everything into proper MLA format and to have your works cited page. Please know how very difficult this whole process is. Because I have been through this process so many years, I was able to help my own daughter with 3 college classes that she's taking her senior year only because I had been through this. This is college stuff right here. It's very difficult. Another thing you need to do is to put in a header and page numbers. So you go to insert. There's page number. You want your page numbers upper right. You get ahead of the page number with your cursor. Return once. Now you need your last name. So you go to insert. You go to header. Get back in front of that page number. I'll just put Callaway in a space. But this is not in Times New Roman. You have to change it to Times New Roman. You can always watch this video again and again. I'm only bolding it so you guys can see it better. I'm going to turn the whole thing back. I'll just turn this back now. Now you've got a header on every page with your last name and the page number. The next step is to put your sources into EasyBib and export them. So we're going to go back to here. Okay, I have 2 sources. I have the Stanford University study, and I have this article from an educational site. Okay, Stanford first. There we go. There's my article. Stanford researchers find students have trouble judging the credibility of information online. Now I go to EasyBib. I go down to the bottom one. I make sure that I'm logged in. Log in. I take the sign in with Google option. I want a new project. I'm calling it informational paragraph. Create. All right, then here's my informational paragraph. I go to bibliography. It's a website. There's my study. I put it in here. Cite it. I've clicked on cite this. They found everything except for publisher, electronically published, and authors. So I still need to look for those. All right, now I'm going to look around and see if I can find those. Stanford. Well, it was electronically published on November 22nd, 2016. We also have Brooke Donald for the author. I've got that. So now I'm going to put that back. November 22nd, let's see the day, the 22nd, the month. November 2016. All right, I've got Brooke Donald. Okay, I still need the publisher and sponsor, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go with, since there's a copyright here and it says Stanford University, I'm going to go with that for my publisher. And I'm going to create that citation. So now I've got one of my sources. Alrighty. Now I've got to go get my other source. I'm going to go back. There's Education World. That was my second one. Control C on the URL. Put it in there. Cite it. Cite this. You know what? This is pretty cool. Suggested ratings. We believe that this site may be credible. The Stanford one said this site was credible, so that's pretty cool if you're worried about credibility. Anyway, they also needed the publisher, electronically published, and authors, and you look them up in the same way. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to look them up in the same way and put them in there. I found Nicole Gorman. You don't always find an author. It was the 29th of November. Now I just have to find publisher sponsor. And by the way, Mrs. Madden picked up on sort of an anomaly regarding finding the author that we'll need to talk about sometime. So we'll have to revisit that, but don't worry about that now. I'm going to go back and get my publisher sponsor. Here at the bottom, and you may not be able to see it, it has copyright information and it says Education World Inc. So I'm going to put that. Whoops. I'm creating my citation. So now I have both of my citations. Here they are. Okay, very important step, very important. You need to export them. This whole business of just going like this, you know, that's fine, but honestly, you need to get used to this better thing. Export, save to Google Docs, and it's gonna just give you a bunch of, yes, I want to go to Google Docs. There we go. Let's make sure this is in Times New Roman 12-point font. Yep, okay. Now I can Control C it. Now I can put it into my model informational. I'm done. I'm completely finished. I'll put this back. It should never be, you should never have bold in your final. You're done with your informational paragraph.